Welcome to Pop News. I'm the pissed off pussy. In January, the right seem to be getting as extreme as they legally can to get attention and airtime. From shouting about building walls around America to refusing to speak to flood victims in areas where flood defences have been deliberately cut, they're really showing how inhumane they are. In Britain, over Christmas, the North were hit by some pretty extreme floods. Despite a small number of illiterate morons claiming that 99% of climate scientists are wrong, warnings about more extreme flooding have been coming in thick and fast over the last decade. Yet, the Tory government saw it fit to cut money given to flood defences time and time again. So what happens when flood defences are cut and the pre-warned extreme floods come? Well, people lose their lives, have to pay profiteer and insurance companies more money, lose personal belongings that can never be got back. How does the PM respond? He goes up there, refuses to speak to the flood victims, and instead does loads of pointing poses for TV cameras. Is this the looking after our own the right are always chatting shit about? Is this British values? In contrast, Muslims were up there helping the flood victims tidy up, and Jeremy Corbyn was up there speaking to the victims, visiting their ruined homes, then bringing up their questions in PMQs. An example of the left looking after our own. Over in the USA, a certain floppy-haired ex-reality TV star is under some strange belief that he could become the President of the United States. In a country becoming more and more connected, more and more liberal, he thinks he can win by suggesting Muslims wear badges and by proposing building a wall around America to stop immigrants coming in. Apart from the fact that most immigrants come to America via a fucking plane, the plan is flawed anyway. Just look at the Berlin Wall. The complete bullshit the guy comes out with is simply unbelievable, because it's not true what he says. He's just an old-fashioned racist prick who the vast majority of the critical thinking world are laughing at. Thankfully, the other one who is standing out, and actually has a chance of becoming president, is Bernie Sanders. He's pretty much the USA's equivalent to Jeremy Corbyn, with many of the same sentiments shared. We can only hope, for now, that in 2020 we have Bernie Sanders and Jeremy Corbyn leading the free world, rather than Boris Johnson and Donald Trump. Otherwise, we really will be yet another step on the road to World War III. Back in Britain, the Tories' tax on having a spare room in the house has hit headlines again. It's finally been declared discriminative by courts, who said that it clearly discriminates against disabled people and people at risk. Two high-profile cases, which represented thousands, showed a disabled grandfather who looked after his disabled grandson was being taxed for his spare room, which was used for the care assistant. Another was a rape victim who had a panic room made in her house in case of the real possibility of her attacker returning. And what was David Pigface Cameron's response to the court ruling? By apologising to the families affected by the disgraceful policy? By admitting it's failing Britain and scrapping the policy altogether? Don't be bloody stupid. He responded by saying he'll appeal the decision, which not only insults those families affected even further, but will also cost you and my owner even more money from our taxes in order to pay for the appeal process. Yet again showing how inhumane the far right really are. Finally, after making it into our top 5 tax avoiders chart, link in the description, Google, after a few years now of public shaming, have promised to pay the tax they owe to British public. Oh, wait a minute. No, they haven't. George Osborne has made yet another one of his tax evasion deals with yet another huge tax avoider. After the Swiss bank deals the prick made with bankers to avoid prosecution, he's now made one with Google, who say they will pay £130 million and higher tax in the future. Hang fucking on. Corporation tax is 20%. How about just pay that, Google, you tossbots? You're whoring us off by selling our private information, as well as whoring us off by not paying your taxes, as well as whoring us off by paying low wages to staff, meaning our taxes that you aren't paying into have to top them up with working tax credits. All the while, public services as well as healthcare is taking a hit via Tory ideology. You really can't make this shit up. At what point do the public say enough is enough? Don't boycott Google. Use their services to spread the word about their disgraceful mockery of us all. So, January 2016 has been eventful and hurtful and funny if you include Donald Trump's hair. The far right showing more and more how they're not part of humanity and don't want to be part of it. The far right are a minority in Britain, thank goodness. The majority of the right, the centre and the most on the left are leading the way with compassionate and humane politics, which slowly but surely the majority of the world are catching on to. Roll on 2020, where hopefully the left takeover will start to make the world a better place. Or we can have a revolution instead. You've been listening to Pissed Off Pussy News. Watch more on YouTube and get involved in the comments or on Facebook and Twitter. All the links are in the description. See you next time. Bye bye.